Telah. Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia, sebuah inisiatif e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada semua para guru dan para pelajar sekalian. Selamat datang ke Pusat Tuisyen Akademi YouTuber, usaha-sama e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Sebelum kita mulakan kelas pada petang ini, mari kita membaca umul kitab Al-Fatihah. Amin, amin, amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Apa khabar pelajar-pelajar sekalian? Harap semua pelajar-pelajar berada dalam keadaan sihat dan bersedia untuk meneruskan kelas kita pada petang ini. Saya perkenalkan diri saya dahulu. Nama saya Cikgu Yati dari Kolej Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan selaku moderator pada petang ini. Dan sedang bersiaran secara langsung dari Cikgu Zana Channel. Pada petang ini, kita dapat berjumpa sekali lagi kelas tuition online Akademi YouTuber, dan pada petang ini kita akan ikuti kelas matematik T tingkatan 6 atau pra-universiti yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu Zana. Nama penuh beliau adalah Cikgu Zainariah Abdullah dari Pusat tingkatan 6 SMK Tunku Ampuan Durrah Seremban Negeri Sembilan. Cikgu Zana mempunyai pengalaman mengajar selama 30 tahun sebagai pendidik dan tajuk pada petang ini ialah Statistik Data Representation. Diminta kepada sesiapa yang belum subscribe, silalah tekan butang subscribe sebagai tanda sokongan kepada Cikgu Zana. Selain saya sebagai moderator dan Cikgu Zana sebagai presenter, saya juga ingin memperkenalkan cikgu-cikgu yang ada bersama saya, iaitu Teacher Im dari Kolej Tingkatan 6 yang mengajar matematik T. Hai. Dan sebagai pemerhati pada petang ini. Teacher Tang, pensyarah Kolej Matrikulasi Selangor, mengajar kimia sebagai pemerhati pada petang ini. Dan Teacher Aileen dari Pusat Tingkatan 6 mengajar matematik T sebagai host controller. Sebelum meneruskan kelas pada petang ini, ingin saya memohon kepada semua pelajar dan penonton yang ingin menghantar komen. Hendaklah menggunakan bahasa yang sopan dan gambar profil yang bersesuaian untuk tontonan umum. Saya percaya semua yang hadir untuk kelas pada petang ini adalah merupakan pelajar-pelajar yang cemerlang dan mempunyai disiplin yang terbaik. Juga diingatkan, link sijil penyertaan akan diberikan di penghujung kelas pada petang ini. Sila ambil perhatian, link tersebut akan tamat tempoh setengah jam selepas live. Kepada pelajar-pelajar semua, sila berikan tumpuan dan fokus pada isi pelajaran yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu Zana. InsyaAllah, moga kelas kita pada petang ini dapat dimanfaatkan sepenuhnya oleh para pelajar. Tanpa membuang masa lagi, kita akan mulakan kelas matematik T yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu Zana. Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Puan Yati, our moderator for today. So a very good afternoon to all my dear students and teachers. Okay, as Puan Yati has said, my name is Puan Zainariah Abdullah. I'm from SMK Tunku Ampuan Durrah Seremban, and I'm teaching mathematics from 6. Okay, let me introduce first my teammates in the pre-U or matriculasi group. So this is my mathematics teammate, head by Teacher Im, and one of the member is Teacher Aileen. So there's 3 of us in the mathematics group. Then we have the biology groups. Okay, the biology group led by Cikgu Faiza, there's 3 of them. Followed by the chemistry group, head by Cikgu Shanun, there's 4 of them. And the account teachers led by Teacher Im too, but Madam Fizi and Cikgu Yati, both are from matrikulasi KMNS. Okay, but don't forget class, you can just click this URL to obtain lesson videos comprising of mathematics, chemistry, biology, physics, and account. Okay, just by a click on the URL, you will obtain many video lessons for your reference. Okay, so let's start our lesson for today. Okay. So today's lesson, we're going to do a revision on data description. And our main focus is on stem and leaf diagram. So I hope by the end of the lesson, students will be able to construct and interpret stem and leaf diagram correctly and solve problems related to stem and leaf diagram. Okay, right, we move on to the next slide. Okay, firstly, let's recall back the important concept on stem and leaf diagram. So this is a stem and leaf diagram looks like. Okay, it is a method of grouping discrete data. You know what's discrete data? Data that be counted into classes without changing the original data. So please do not get confused. This is not a group data. This is an ungrouped data, but it's arranged into classes without changing the original data. For example, the first row values are grouped from 0.0 to 0.9 class interval. And the second row values 11, also this is 1.1, 1.3, 1.5, 1.9 is grouped according to 1.0 to 1.9 class. And so is the rest of the rows. So are the rest for the rows, okay? So they are arranged according to classes. They are not grouped, yeah? They are arranged according to the classes. They remain as ungrouped data. And take note, this class interval is not necessarily shown, okay? Tak perlu tunjuk. Now, for a stem and leaf plot, it's very important to have the key. Why? Because the key will help us in explaining how to read the stem and leaf plot. For example, here, 1/7 means 1.7. So the values here are all decimal values, okay? Range from 0.5, the smallest value, until 4.3, the largest value. Now, since we have decimal numbers, okay, the data are split into two, the stem and the leaf. So the ones, okay, because this is decimal number, the ones column become the stem. Okay, the one column become the stem, and the tenth become the leaf. Okay. And the leaves must be arranged in ascending order from left to right. Okay. So for easy reading of the values of the data. And please take note, please do not add any commas in between the leaves. Why? Because each leaf is always a single digit. It is a single digit. Bila letak comma, when we put comma as if there's a continuous number. Okay, so please do not add commas to each leaf. So these are the characteristics of a stem and leaf plot. All right, next. Okay, so why do we need to study the stem and leaf plot? Right, the stem and leaf plots display a clear picture of the shape of distribution. Okay, for example here, we have a stem and leaf plot. It describes a symmetrical distribution. It has a bell shape, meaning that the data can be equally divided. Next, we have the positively skewed or skewed to the right distribution. So this is how it looks like. it looks as if the curve is being pushed from the right. If you push the stem and leaf plot horizontally, or in this case, as if it's pushed from downwards. Okay, so this is a positively skewed or skewed to the right distribution. And notice that for positively skewed distribution, most of the values are concentrated at the lower range of the data. Okay, concentrated on the left part of the data. Next, we have, okay, look at the shape. It's a negatively skewed or skewed to the left distribution. So if we were to sketch a curve, okay, it looks as if the curve is being pushed from up or from the left. That's how I memorize. If push from the left is called negatively skewed. If push from the right is called positively skewed. Okay, so basically, the stem and leaf plot describe the spread of the data in the distribution. Okay, and for negatively skewed, most of the data are on the upper range of the distribution. See the difference? This is at the lower range of the distribution. This is the upper range of the distribution. Okay. Okay. Besides looking at the shape of distribution, that is how the data are spread out in the distribution, we can also read the range, the mode easily from the stem and leaf plot. And the most commonly question asked in the exam is to calculate the mean, quartiles, the interquartile range, and the semi-interquartile range. Now, since the data are ungrouped data, to find the quartiles, we have to use the following formula. The K percentile. Okay, first we look at the values for the first quartile is the 25th percentile. So 25 or 100, we simplify, is 1/4n. If 1/4n is an integer, we use this formula. The average of the sum of xr plus xr plus 1. Now, if r 1/n, this is the first quartile, 1/4n is not an integer, we use the upper ceiling value of r. Second quartile is the 50 percentile, so it's 1/2n. So if 1/2n is an integer, we use this formula. If 1/2n is not an integer, we use this formula. And then the third quartile is the 75th percentile. Okay, 75 percentile is 3/4n. Okay, so 3/4n, if it is an integer, we use again this formula. If it's non-integer, we use this formula. Okay, this is only meant for ungrouped data. Now, besides finding the skewness from the shape of the stem and leaf plot, we can also determine the skewness of the distribution using the values of the mean and mode, which are obtained from the stem and leaf plot. Okay, so if mean minus mode is 0, then the distribution is symmetrical. If mean minus mode is positive, then it's a right skewed distribution or positively skewed distribution. If mean minus mode is negative, then it's a left skewed distribution. Remember, we are finding the values of mean and mode from the stem and leaf plot. Okay, another method is using the quartiles. Okay, we can use the quartile to determine the skewness of the distribution. If Q3 minus Q2 is the same as Q2 minus Q1, then the distribution is symmetrical. Okay, the third quartile minus the second quartile. So for short, I will say Q3, Q2. And if Q3 minus Q2 is greater than Q2 minus Q1, then it's a right skewed distribution. And if Q3 minus Q2 is less than Q2 minus Q1, then it's a left skewed distribution. So for tip here for easy remembrance to remember when it is symmetrical, right skewed or left skewed. We look right skewed, it must be positive. Similarly here, it must be positive. Left skewed, this must be negative. Similarly, the values here must Q3 minus Q2 must be less than Q2 minus Q1. So kalau positive is right skewed, negative is left skewed. Kalau equal, the distribution is symmetrical. Okay, that's how we remember the formulas. Okay, now from the stem and leaf plot 2, you can identify the outlier. Okay, how do you identify the outlier? The extreme values. Okay, these values are distinctly different from the rest of the data in the distribution. You can straight away notice the extreme values. But like I said, we are not encouraging students to make a judgment to determine the extreme values by spotting. So it's best that to be safe, you use this formula, that is finding the lower boundary or the upper boundary. This is the correct way of determining the outliers, the extreme values. But in actual fact, you can actually state the outlier by looking at a value or observation which is distinctly different from the rest of the values. Okay, so these are the important concepts that you must know about stem and leaf plot. Remember, stem and leaf plot is about studying the dispersion of the data in a distribution, meaning that how spread the data is in a distribution. Okay, so let's look at the first question. Okay, here the number of cakes sold in Anna's bakery in 15 days. Okay, so we have 15 observation here during the month of March. Okay, so the first day is 39 cakes being sold, followed by 22, and until the rest on the 15th day, 51 cakes are being sold. Okay, the common question in STPM is to ask to construct a stem and leaf diagram. Hence, the keyword here is hence. State the range, mode, and shape of the distribution. Remember, teknik menjawab. When the task word is hence, meaning that you have to use the stem and leaf diagram to state your range, mode, and shape of distribution. B, find the mean and the interquartile range. State the outlier if any. Okay. So first step, what must we do? The step is to identify the smallest and largest value. You look at the data again. The smallest value is 22 and the largest value is 72. Okay, what do we do next? We separate each datum into a stem and leaf. Okay, divide into two sections. Now, next we need to list the stem in the vertical column. Okay, if we look back just now, the smallest value is 22, the largest value is 72. Hence, the stem consists of tens. Okay, tens starting from 2, followed by 3, 4, 5, 6, and we stop at 7 because the largest value is 72. Okay, so the tens are the columns for the stem. Next, we record the leaf to the right of the vertical line in the row where the stem appears. Okay, to do this, you have to be very careful and make sure the values are Okay, 22. Yeah. My pen seems not to be working. Okay. Wait. Dia jadi, hang on. Yeah. I'm not used to this first. I'm using a graph pad, so as my mouse somehow it doesn't go. Tak apalah. Okay, back to basic. Oh, sorry. Ada pula. Okay, sorry. Right, my main intention was to explain how to list down or record the leaf from left to right. Okay, so 2, when you put 2, make sure 22 is being cancelled off. Okay, and then when you put 8, make sure 28 is cancelled off. Okay, once you see there's no 20s and left, we move on to the next class, which is 30 onwards. Okay, which is 30 onwards. Okay, so first number is 39. So we cancel off 39, followed by 35. So you cancel 35, followed by 39 again. Ni kita cancel ya. Okay, no more 30s. So we move to the next class, starting from 40. So the first one is 42. Okay, followed by 46 and 40 and 44. Okay, the ones become the leaf. Okay, remember the leaf is always a single digit. Okay, next we move on to the next class, 5. So we have 51, 59, 52, 51, and 51. Okay, so we move on to the next class, 6. There's no 6, meaning that we leave it blank. You must leave it blank. Okay, meaning that there's no leaf for the values from 60 to 69. And lastly, we have 72. So make sure you check that all the values are recorded. So you check there must be 15 ellipses. Okay, check. There must be 15 ellipses. Okay, now what must you do once you have recorded the leaves? Okay, notice that the leaves are not arranged in ascending order. So the last step is to arrange the leaves into ascending order. So 28 ni 28 lagi lah. But 959 becomes 599. Okay. 2604 becomes 0, 2, 4, 6. Arranged in ascending order. Okay. This row 19211 becomes 1, 1, 1, 2, 9. And lastly, 72. Okay, now as I mentioned earlier, what is the most important part of the stem and leaf lot? It is the key. Okay, do not forget to put the key because the key is very important for us to read the stem and leaf lot. So here we can choose any value, tak kisahlah mana-mana. So I choose 2/8 means the value is 28. Okay, 28. So do not forget to put the key. Okay, so far no question, moderator? Okay, so far
no.
Okay, very good. Okay, don't forget to put the key. Okay, now let's answer the question. Hence, this question asks, hence, state the range. So the range, how do you get the range? The maximum value, 72, minus the smallest value, okay? The biggest value, 72, okay? Minus the smallest value, 22, you have 56. And then what is the mode? The mode is the values that occurs most frequent. So we have 51 here. So make sure you know how to read, yeah? 51, 51, 51. Okay, occurs 3 times, okay? And the shape of the distribution, notice that the curve, as if it's being pushed from the left. So push from the left. So it's a negatively skewed distribution, okay? And for part B, the mean, you add up all the values, divide by the number of values, which is 15, we have 44.73. Okay, 44.73. Okay, to find the quartiles. Okay, find R. R is 1 over 4n. Okay, the first quartile is the 25th percentile. Okay, straight away I told my students 25 over 100 is 1 over 4n. Just memorize 1 over 4n. So you have 3.5. Okay, so the observation will be the fourth observation. Why? We choose the upper ceiling of 3.5. Upper ceiling means when you run off, you choose the biggest value, which is 4. So just count the fourth observation. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 39. So the third quartile, I always told my student, third quartile is just multiply by 3. So you got 10.5. So the third quartile is X, the 11th observation. So you count the 11th observation, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is 51. Thus, the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Hopefully, all of you still remember how to get the interquartile range. We have 12. So what does this interquartile range indicate? Okay, we know that the bigger the value, the more spread out the data is. The smaller the value, the more bunch up the data around the mean, okay? Around the mean. So 12 is neither big, neither small, okay? Okay, see? Okay, I can straight away detect the outlier. Remember, outlier is the value which is distinctly different from the rest of the values. So here, 72 is distinctly different. Okay, but if you are not sure, find the upper boundary. Q3 plus 1.5 times the interquartile range. Our Q3 is 51. Okay, 51 plus 1.5 interquartile range 12, you have 69. So the upper boundary is 69, meaning that values above 69 is considered outlier. So 72 is outside the boundary. So 72 lies outside the boundary. So 72 is an outlier. Okay, so remember, outlier is an extreme values. Okay, thank you. So now, any question for this?
So far, Cikgu Zana belum ada lagi.
Okay, thank you. Not to say thank you that no students are asking any question. I'm saying thank you to my moderator, okay? Okay, next.
Okay, Cikgu Zana.
Aha.
Now kita rehat sebentar dengan iklan ya.
Okay.
Semua sekolah ditutup hingga cuti akhir tahun 17 Disember 2020. Anda tak cukup bahan? Tak ada rujukan? Tak faham? Anda nak tuition tapi PKP? Jangan risau, kami di Akademi YouTuber dengan kerjasama Kelab Guru Malaysia dan e-Didik Malaysia mengadakan kelas tuition online. Semua peringkat ada, semuanya secara percuma. Video PDPC pun ada. Apa ditunggu lagi? Layari www.academyyoutuber.com.
Dibawakan kepada anda
YouTuber.
Okey, boleh sambung semula Cikgu Zana.
Okay, right. That's another way of identifying the shape of the distribution. That is, we can use mean minus mode, which is negative. So the distribution is negatively skewed. This is just to confirm our prediction, okay, by looking at the stem and leaf diagram. Okay, next, here we have different data, which is in hundreds. Okay, again, we identify the smallest and the biggest value. Okay, again, we construct the stem and leaf to divide into two, stem and leaf. Okay, notice that we start from the stem consists of the hundreds. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the leaves is from 8, 6. Okay, you all balik check 6, 3, 1, 7, 6, 172, 177. As we are running out of time. 182, okay, 191, okay. This is this is not the end, okay, because we need to arrange the leaves in ascending order, and we must put the key. The key is 15/8 means 158 cm. The height of the student is 158 cm. So again, you can state the shape of the distribution. Okay, from the stem and leaf, what is the shape, students? Okay, it's pushed from the bottom, from the right, so it's a positively skewed distribution with mode 166 cm. Okay, and then find the range. Find the interquartile range. Find the quartiles. So exactly the same. Just that saya nak highlight here. R is an integer, so you have to find the average of x4 plus x5. Okay, 2R is also an integer, so the median is the average of x8 plus x9. And the third quartile is also an integer, so it's the average of x12 and the x13 observation. Okay, for the positively skewed, there are two methods to find. Okay, you can use mean minus mode, which is positive, or you can use QR minus Q2, Q2 minus QR. Notice that the values are greater, hence it is positively skewed. Okay, this example is to show the different values being used to plot stem and leaf plot. Okay, the rest are the same. Okay, ini pun we have decimal values. Again, the basic step is what? Find the largest value and the smallest value. Okay, now remember the leaves must always be a single digit. So the stem must be 0.9 until 1.3. So do the stem 0.9, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Okay, and then record the leaves from left to right in ascending order. Okay, so what do you think is the shape of the distribution? Oh, sorry. Okay, roughly, when you see the stem and leaf plot, what do you think is the shape of the distribution? The data are more concentrated on the left part of the distribution. No answer?
So far, no answer lagi.
Okay, tak apa. So it's a positively skewed. But since the question say determine, so you have to show the method. So first we use the first method, find the mode, find the mean, and then calculate. Mean minus mode is 0.07, which is positive. So it's a positively skewed distribution. Okay, not yet, because the question say determine. So you have to show working. If the question says state, you do not have to show the working. Okay, for method 2, you can use the quartiles, which is a bit longer than mode and median, because you need to find the 3 quartiles. But the process is still the same. Find Q3 minus Q2, Q2 minus Q1. Okay, notice that Q3 minus Q2 is greater than Q2 minus Q1. So it is a positively skewed distribution. Okay. All right. Next, we move on to back-to-back stem and leaf plot. Okay, normally we use back-to-back stem and leaf plot to compare two distributions, okay? To compare two distributions. So here we have the statistics and economic marks for a class of 20 students. So let me explain how do we plot or construct the stem and leaf diagram for back-to-back stem plot. Okay, again, choose the smallest and the largest. This is very important because it helps us to determine the stem. The stem are the tens, so we label as 3 until 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we do the statistics first. Okay, statistics, the smallest value, 3. We have what? 3, 9. So when you read EXIF is from 9, 3. So it's best that you read from left to right. Okay, sorry, right to left. Right to left. Okay, 39. So followed by the rest. 4, 3, 4, 7, 4, 8, 5, 1, 5, 9, 5, 9. Okay, from right to left. The opposite of economics. Okay, so next we have 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, 6, and 7, 6, 8, and the rest. Okay. Next, we do the same for economics. It's the same as the single stem and leaf plot. Okay, you arrange the leaves in ascending order, but remember it can be descending. But we do not encourage students to arrange descending. Sebab susah nak baca nanti. Okay. So these are the back-to-back stem plot. In other words, they have the same stem, but there are two sets of leaves that branch out from the same stem. And for these two distributions, you need a different key. So for statistic, the key is 9/3, 9/3, because slash means it's the vertical line here. 9/3 means 39, okay, followed by economics. 3/7 means 37. Okay, now, statistics. Determine the shape of the distribution for the statistics. The shape of the distribution, or look at the data which is concentrating at the upper range. So kalau upper range, it is negatively skewed distribution. And for economics, notice that the data concentrate at the lower range of the distribution. Maksudnya nilai dia kecil ya. So it's positively skewed distribution. So from the shape of the distribution, we can say that the students obtain higher marks in statistics compared to economics, because this is negatively skewed. Good. There's one student answering me, Leong on Wong. Congrats, Leong, for answering me. At least I know that some of you are following my lesson. Thank you. Okay, so this is negatively skewed, meaning that the students perform better in statistics compared to economics, which is positively skewed. So we conclude that the student perform better in statistics. Now, since it is a skewed distribution, we can use the median to compare which subject did the student fare. So the median for statistics is, since 50% or 50 percentile of 20 is 10. So take the average of the 10th and 11th observation, we have 67 marks. For economics, it's just 59 marks. So from here, we can also conclude that the students did better in statistics compared to economics. So this is how we interpret back-to-back stem plots, okay? Right, any questions so far?
Okay, so far not yet, Cikgu Zana.
All right. Okay, now, quiz time. Okay, I'm giving you time to read the question. So the first quiz is to test whether you can interpret the stem plot, back-to-back stem and leaf plot correctly. Okay, we have a stem and leaf diagram that shows the number of people enrolled for a cooking and sewing classes. Okay, make sure you understand how to read by looking at the key. 8/1 means 18 people, 1/3 means 13 people. So you can straight away state actually, but then because the question says determine, so you have to show working. But you can answer just one word. So which class has a lower mean?
So now quiz here. So
Yeah,
any
quiz.
student can give the answer
Please answer in the comment space.
or in the comment. Any student can try to give the answer.
Yes, Leong Wong has answered cooking.
Okay,
So
Leong Wong give the answer cooking.
lower mean is cooking, is sewing. Cooking, you add 18 plus 19 plus 20 plus 22 plus 24 plus 32 divide by berapa ni? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cooking is 22.33. The mean is 22.33. Okay, right. So sewing has a lower mean, 19.33. Okay, now find the range in the number of people enrolled for the cooking and sewing class. The range.
Okay, any student can try. Okay, now Cikgu Zana, the answer from Victor Teo, cooking.
Range. Now it's the second part B. Oh, wrong writing. Dia kata tak apa, it's alright. Thank you for trying, Victor.
Victor Teo, cooking.
Sewing actually, cooking has 22.3 mean. Which class means sewing? Or not? We are not talking about the class here. We are talking about the sewing class and the cooking class. Okay, now find the range. Range is the biggest value minus the smallest value. So for cooking, what is the range? Cooking is 14, that's right. Xin Yi, you are correct. For sewing, cooking is 14, yes, sewing 15. Okay, Leong, you have answered correctly. Well done.
Okay, Xin Yi, the answer sewing.
Yeah, it's correct.
Yes, correct. All right.
Yeah, Zin Chai, correct.
Okay, congratulations.
Yes. Right, so what is the smallest number of people enrolled for the sewing class? Sewing class, what is smallest number of people enrolled?
Okay, any student can answer the question?
Good. Again, Leong Wong has answered 13. That's correct. Well done,
Yes.
Leong. I think you are the most responsive student in my class. Thank you, Leong.
Okay, congrats, Leong Wong.
Congrats. Okay, next. Okay, this is easy, just sing. Right, which of the following stem and leaf plot is or are precisely drawn, meaning that is correctly drawn? So we have A, B, C, and D.
Okay, from Lonely Series, 13.
Yeah, that's correct.
13.
Yeah, 13.
Alright.
Okay, congratulations to those who answered well. Thank you. Right, now we move on to the next quiz. Can we? Okay, okay, besides B, any? Okay, Leong has answered B. My
Leong
question
Wong,
was,
yes. Wong, B.
Junkit also, Tan Junkit also B. Right. Lain?
Tan Junkit give
Victor
the answer
Teo
for B.
is also B. Right.
Victor Teo.
So you understood my lesson. Congrats. But
congrats.
Anyone with a different answer? Yeah, reason is arranged in ascending order and have key. Very good, Leong. Dia bagi reason lagi.
Congrats, Leong Wong.
Congrats,
Leong
Leong.
Wong.
Okay, A is not correct because the leaves are not arranged in ascending order, although it has a key here. B, the leaves are arranged in ascending order with a key. D is arranged in ascending, but the key is missing. But what about D? The leaves are, the stem are arranged descending order, and it has a key. So D is also correct, but we hardly use descending order leaves because it will be difficult for us to identify.
Cikgu Sana, Teba,
Yeah.
the answer for B. Teba, give the
Teba.
answer for Fu
Yes.
Yiwang, give the
Yes.
answer for B.
Both of them are correct. Correct.
Okay, congratulations.
But its answer is B and D. Ya, sebab D ni saya nak introduce to show that it can be in descending order. But we hardly use because it's going to be difficult to identify the quartiles. Sebab dia akan terbalik. The first quartile will be the 75%. Okay, percentile lain. So tak apalah. So most of you got it correct. Congrats. At least at least I know. At least I know that the students out there understood my lesson. Okay, last quiz. In fact, this last quiz are the 3 questions. Okay, can any one of you symmetrical distribution identify from the stem leaves? There's 4 stem leaves here. Identify which of the following distributions are they asked here? Display a symmetrical distribution.
Okay, the student can give the answer. If you want to give the answer, can you write down the answer in the comment in the chat?
D, yes. Only D. Leong Wong has answered correctly.
Victor Teo give the answer for D.
Yeah, but it should be B and D.
B and Leong Wong.
Yes. Because the shape here, okay, is a bell shape. The shape here is also a bell shape. So it's B and D. Okay, Teba pun is correct, B and D. But actually the answer must be 2, yeah? Distribution B, distribution D. Okay, thank you, Teba. Sorry, I call you Teba. I don't know what how to call it. Yeah, it's easier to say Teba.
Congrats, Teba.
So what about A? Okay, stop. Next. Okay, congrats. Now another question. So which of the following distribution display? Okay, this time there's no S here. A positively skewed distribution. Ramai answer. Lonely Cyrus pun correct. Serious.
B and D. Lonely, serious.
Lonely, serious. So they are correct.
Okay, that is correct.
Tiba. Okay, it's pronounced as Tiba. Okay, Tiba. Okay, can you answer me? Which distribution display a positively skewed distribution? Which A is distribute? Okay, good. Leong Wong. Yeah, A. Oh, pandai lah Leong.
Okay, congrats Leong.
Well done. Yeah, well done. A teacher, that's right, Tiba. Positively skewed distribution A. Tapi Wong has jump ahead. My next question is negatively skewed. Okay, good. Okay, like Kahmun, yeah. A, thanks. Okay, good. Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, ramai pandai.
Very good.
All right. So negatively skewed, Wong has answered B. Okay. Leong Wong has answered B is negatively skewed. Okay. Bigger. No. Negatively skewed.
Negatively skewed.
Negatively skewed, the data must be concentrating on the upper range, bunch up at the upper range of the distribution. So, negatively skewed must be, yeah, B is symmetrical, Tiba, you are right.
Like Kahmun. Give the answer for A, like Kahmun.
Yes, you are right, Kahmun. The answer is C.
Congrats, Kahmun.
C is for negatively skewed distribution. Okay, so let me sum up. A is positively skewed. B is symmetrical, C is negatively skewed, D is symmetrical. Okay? Okay, good. Ramai jawab betul.
Congrats to all of
Yeah,
you.
congrats. You all did well.
Yeah, well
I'm
done.
happy. I'm happy. Okay, one last question. Which of the following distribution has an outlier? State, meaning that you don't have to use any calculation, the value of the outlier. Don't worry, Leong. You are not careless.
Why you always be so careless? Don't worry.
Don't worry.
You have done.
With practice, you do good. Okay, my last question. Which distribution has an outlier? Remember, outlier is the extreme value in the distribution. And what is the outlier? The value of the outlier.
Okay.
Okay, Leong.
Give the answer.
Yes, C has an outlier. Junkit also says C has an outlier. So C has an outlier. So what is the outlier? Remember, outlier means the extreme values. Here we have, kalau you kata A tadi, 11,
outlier.
13, dia tak ada distinctly different. Okay, 11, 13, 15, they lie in one same group. But here 11, and then we jump to 30. Okay, so Tiba is correct. C, 11 is the outlier. Okay, congrats Tiba.
Okay, congrats Tiba.
The answer is C. Kamun, the answer is C. Okay, you can check by finding the lower boundary. You find the lower boundary. Okay, I already found for you. The lower boundary is 17. Okay, the lower boundary is 17. Hence, 11 is the outlier. Okay. So, basically, most of you understood the lesson. So, you form the stem and leaf plot. You can identify the shape of the distribution. You can construct the stem and leaf plot. Okay, remember, the leaf must always be a single digit, and do not forget, the leaf must be in ascending order, and do not forget to put the key. Okay, let me summarize for today's lesson. Okay, basically stem and leaf plots describe the dispersion of a set of data. So when I say dispersion, it means how spread out a set of data is. Maksudnya berapa jauh beza value of the data, okay? Kalau 11, tiba-tiba 30. So 11 is the extreme value. How spread out is the set of data. So this spread can be seen from the stem and leaf plot. Okay. So from the stem and leaf plot, you can identify the shape of the distribution. Remember, we have the right skewed, whereby all the values concentrate on the lower range of the distribution. Lower range, meaning that the values are small. Symmetrical, meaning that data can be equally divided. Okay. And negatively skewed, meaning that most of the data are concentrating on the upper range of the distribution, meaning that the values are bigger. Okay. And besides looking at the shape of distribution in the stem and leaf plots, we can also use the measurement of descriptive statistics, which are the mean, median, mode, range, and interquartile range. Remember, when I said just now, you can find where there is right skewed, mean minus median, or mean minus mode must be positive. Symmetrical, mean is equivalent to mode. Left skewed, mean minus mode is negative. Or find the interquartile range, Q3 minus Q2. Or this is to show the spread, sorry. Interquartile range is just to show the spread of the data. The smaller the value, the more bunch is the data from near the mean. If the interquartile range is big, the more spread out is the data from the mean. Okay. Similarly, the range. It will describe the spread out of the data. The smaller the data, the range, sorry, the smaller the range, the more bunch is the values of the data. Okay. So I think that's all for now. So I pass this to my moderator, Puan Yati.
Alright, thank you Cikgu Zana. Jadi, kita ucapkan terima kasih kepada Cikgu Zana atas perkongsian ilmu sebentar tadi. Semoga ilmu yang disampaikan tadi dapat memberi manfaat kepada semua pelajar pra-universiti. Dengan berakhirnya penyampaian ilmu tadi, maka berakhirlah kelas kita pada petang ini. Tahniah diucapkan kepada semua yang setia mengikuti kelas pada petang ini dari awal sehingga ke saat ini. Jadi sebelum kita tamatkan sesi siaran langsung pada petang ini, kita beri peluang kepada cikgu-cikgu yang berada bersama saya untuk memberikan sedikit ulasan. Dipersilakan Teacher In. Ada apa-apa nak ulasan?
Hello everyone. So, how was everything? It was good, right? Yeah, Cikgu Zana gave a very good explanation, and I hope everyone have learned something about STEM and LIVE. Okay, it is a wonderful class, and please hit the like button for Cikgu Zana. Yes.
Alright. Thank you Teacher Im dan Teacher Aileen. Ada apa-apa ulasan? Kita ada masa lagi.
Thank you Muhammad Syafiq bin for subscribing. Thank you Victor Teo, direct and clear.
Okey. Okey, tak dengar. Okey. Terima kasih kepada cikgu-cikgu yang bersama dengan saya pada petang ini. Okey, link sijil, boleh dapatkan link sijil pada bahagian chat. Sila ambil perhatian, link tersebut akan tamat tempoh setengah jam selepas live ini. Pastikan anda guna email e-didik sahaja. Sebarang kesalahan memasukkan email tidak akan dilayan. Sebagai tanda penghargaan kepada cikgu anda pada petang ini, sila subscribe, sila tekan butang merah channel Cikgu Zana. Juga diingatkan, semua kelas online percuma ini boleh ditonton semula melalui link yang disediakan di portal AYU. Kelas terusnya untuk Matematik T akan diadakan pada hari Sabtu depan, 26 Disember 2020 pada pukul 5 petang yang akan disampaikan oleh Teacher Aileen bertajuk Analytic Geometry. Sila layari ke portal www.academyyoutuber.com untuk dapatkan info terkini dan jadual kelas tuition percuma ini. Usaha ini adalah hasil gabungan guru-guru seluruh Malaysia untuk semua para pelajar di seluruh negara. Semoga kita mendapat manfaat dari kelas-kelas yang dijalankan. Ingat hashtag bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Sekian, terima kasih dan jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan bye semua.
Bye.
Tuition online percuma. Tuition online percuma. Layari www.academyyoutuber bagi mengikuti tuition online secara percuma. Prasekolah, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, semua ada di Akademi YouTuber. Rujuk jadual di laman sesawang www.academyyoutuber.com. Semoga masa terluang anak-anak anda diisi dengan sebaiknya. Tuition online percuma mestilah Akademi YouTuber.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.